Right, so this question's involving a scatter graph. So a scatter graph is always about the correlation between two bivariate variables. So we've got to think, is this going to be going in this direction, which is negative correlation? Is it going in the opposite way? Is there some form of pattern going upwards? As one increases, the other increases, so that's positive correlation. And if we have a set of variables that seem to be just all over the shop and no real pattern between them, so zero correlation. So that's what the scatter graphs tend to be about, and when you think you've got a correlation, remember then you can draw a line of best fit that kind of suits the trend of the crosses, and we can then use that to estimate missing values. So that's the kind of theories behind scatter graphs. So this question's asking us to add on two values, so distance from the city to 250 on rent. So the first thing to do is think about scale. So we can see up here there's 10 squares for 100, so each square is worth 10. So if I start at 2, I'll go to 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, and then plot the cross. And then 3.1, and again if we go across the bottom here we can see the scale is going 0.1s, so 3.1, 3.2 all the way to 4. 10 little squares for each whole one, each one worth 0.1. So 3.1 going to 190, so 200 back 10. So there's the two crosses plotted for the mark. And then it says describe the relationship between the distance from the city centre and the monthly rent. So we can see that as the distance increases, the rent is decreasing. So it's the relationship. So we're going to say as the distance from the city centre increases, then the rents decrease. And we can cover ourselves if we want to by giving it a formal identification, negative correlation. But the question asked us for the relationship, so we should really describe what's been going on there. So when we turn over, we can see that the question then wants us to use an estimate. So in our apartment, 2.8 kilometres from the city centre, find an estimate of the monthly rent. So we've got 2.8 kilometres. So we draw a line of best fit to help guide our so trying to draw something that fits the direction and trend of the crosses, roughly so that similar amount of crosses below to above the line, and the distance is roughly the same. This one probably could have been just slightly down, but it'll do for getting us the marks because we're showing our method. 2.8, so 2.8, come up to the line, and then come across and read off the value. So 210, 220, 230, 240. So the answer here, £240. Again, if you show the method, then the examiners have to follow through what you've done. As long as your line of best fit is reasonable to fit the trend of the crosses, then they will give you the marks for following through your method. Okay, so scatter graphs.